I feel super about Toastmasters. Dave has challenged us to talk about things that we feel super about. And as a longtime Toastmaster, that's me. Feel super about Toastmasters. Now, if we think about Toastmasters, we generally think about it as this kind of path of development, i.e. called pathways. And if you think about it as this little road over here, we got this road that's running down towards Christie, and it's a series of kind of events. We're going to teach you to speak. We're going to teach you to listen. We're going to teach you to be an evaluator. We're going to teach you organizational skills. We're going to teach you to be a facilitator. We're going to develop all those things. But it's a path. A path. You're in my way, Dave, for God's sakes. You're in my way. We have this path. But there's another dynamic to Toastmasters that I will call the journey. And you think about it on the other side. These are kind of parallel, but they're very, very different. This is a series of steps that are leading to development of skills, i.e. we'll experience things, so on and so forth. This is a series of experiences that collectively we all take in. They started about the same time, and the pathway thing kind of works towards an end, but the journey part never ends as long as you're part of it. And for the collective experience, it's non-ending. This particular May will celebrate 30 years of the chartering of this club. 30 years. Now, what you guys have proved is it isn't dead. A lot of organizations are dead, but there's this collective journey that we're on that feeds the fire. The pathways feeds the development. The journey feeds the fire. Let me give you 3 examples. Early on, we had a Toastmaster by the name of Chang Wang, and some of you have heard me tell this story before. Chang gets up to do a speech. He used to memorize all his speech because that's how he did it. And he lost his place. He lost his place at about 2 or 3 minutes. He had to go sit down. And about 10 minutes later, he raised his hand. He said, "Can I try that again?" Never had anybody sit down. Never had anybody come back. Chang got up there and finished the speech. I have no idea what he spoke about. Never talked about it since. But that morning, he challenged his internal demons. But more importantly, for those in the room, they experienced something that was not to be duplicated again. And it was a positive, moving kind of thing. Now, second thing happened some years later. I was doing my first speech contest, and Ann and I talked about this earlier this morning. And at some point in time into the speech, I had this incredible sensation that I was performing and the people were in the palm of my hands. I just couldn't believe it, and I couldn't explain it to anyone. But that was an individual kind of thing. And the third thing, and again, these are series of collective events that I've experienced over the year that some people have experienced, but they've experienced other ones, was when I realized that you know what you know, whatever that means. You just know what you know. And I was in a public service meeting down at the Radisson Hotel. 300 or 400 people in the room, and they asked for commentary from the audience. Where did that come from? I have no idea what the question was. I have no idea what the response was, but my first thought is just like that. And I'm sure everybody else in the Toastmasters process has experienced some variation on that. You are comfortable with what you are. Now, all along this journey, people are developing style. They're developing who they are. They're developing all these things. You might think of these as individual Super Bowls. This Sunday will be Super Bowl 56. Along those lines, we had Super Bowl 1, we had Super Bowl 20, we had Super Bowl 30. Now, if I go around the room, everybody has a collective memory of that particular event. And they don't think much about it other than they remember it. They don't remember exactly when, they just remember it. So this morning, I want to just reinforce that how incredible the Toastmaster experience has been for me. And yes, we develop speaking skills and we develop all those things. And you can't put a number on any of these things. But this is the part that feeds the fire. This is the journey. These are the memories that you don't soon forget. Mr. Toastmaster.